Hello there, bright hearts. Tonight, we're going to slow down, breathe deeply, and listen closely to the little things that make life wonderful. These stories are all about gratitude, a quiet superpower that lives in your heart. When we pause to say thank you, we begin to notice the beauty all around us, even in moments that feel tough. In these stories, we'll meet a turtle, a kitten, an owl, and a fox who discover that saying thank you can turn any day into something special. So snuggle in and let's begin our journey into thankfulness, one story at a time. This is Tilly Turtle's Thankful Tuesday. In the peaceful village of Willow Glade, tucked between whispering trees and sparkling streams, lived a gentle young turtle named Tilly. Tilly loved her warm shell, soft moss pillows, and cozy bedtime songs. But sometimes she forgot just how lucky she was, especially on Tuesdays. For her, Tuesdays were muddy, Tuesdays were loud, and Tuesdays meant chores. One particular Tuesday morning, Tilly woke up to the sound of her little brother banging two wooden spoons together. Bang, bang, bang. She groaned and pulled her blanket over her head. I do not like Tuesdays. At breakfast, her toast was a little burnt, and her favorite mug had disappeared. Probably stolen by dish gremlins, she muttered. And then, rain. Just as she was about to go outside to gather pond pebbles for her art class, big splashy drops plopped down on the windows. Tilly crossed her arms. Worst Tuesday ever. Her mother, wise and kind, gave her a soft smile. I have a little challenge for you today. Every time something makes you feel grumpy, try to find something near you to be thankful for, even if it's tiny. Tilly squinted. Even if it's super soggy toast? Especially soggy toast, her mother chuckled. Tilly huffed, but she agreed to try. She stepped outside under her leaf umbrella. The puddles were huge and splashy and got into her sandals. Blah, she grumbled. But then, a duckling nearby let out the silliest little sneeze quack she'd ever heard. She laughed despite herself. One thing to be thankful for, she thought. Duckling quacks. At the pond, she found the perfect round pebble. Shimmery, pink, and kinda shaped like a heart. Two things, she said. Pretty pebbles. At school, her best friend Milo the mouse shared his extra lunch after Tilly dropped hers in a puddle. Three things, she whispered. Milo's cheesy crackers. And as the day went on, the list grew. A cloud shaped like a turtle wearing a top hat. The warm feeling of dry socks after gym class. A squirrel who waved at her from a tree. A story in class about a magical mushroom. And the quiet hum of rain during reading time. By the time dinner arrived, Tilly was glowing. Not because her day had been perfect, but because she had noticed all the little good things hiding inside it. At bedtime, her mom tucked her in and asked, "So, how was your Tuesday?" Tilly smiled and whispered, "It was actually kind of amazing." Her mom raised an eyebrow. Tilly reached under her pillow and pulled out a small list she made on a leaf with a berry pink pen. I wrote down all the things I was thankful for today. There were 17. Her mom kissed her forehead. That's the magic of gratitude, my little turtle. Tilly snuggled into her mossy pillow and murmured, "Can every Tuesday be Thankful Tuesday?" From then on, it was. And somewhere in the moonlight, a little duckling sneeze-quacked in celebration. Tilly Turtle taught us how even the smallest moments can shine when we pay attention to what we're thankful for. Now, let's follow the breeze to a sunny rooftop garden where a curious kitten is about to learn that gratitude can turn a grouchy day into a garden of joy. This is Kenny and the Thank You Tomatoes. High above the noisy streets of Maplewood City, in a colorful little rooftop garden, lived a fuzzy gray kitten named Kenny. The garden belonged to Kenny's grandma, Nana Fig, who grew everything from sunflowers to strawberries, to most famously, her bright red Thank You tomatoes. "Why do you call them that?" Kenny asked one morning as he helped water the rows of vines. "Because," Nana Fig smiled, "every time we tend to them, we say thank you. For the soil, the sun, the rain, even the worms. Gratitude helps them grow juicy and sweet." Kenny blinked. "The worms?" Nana Fig winked. "Especially the worms." Kenny wasn't convinced. It was too hot. His paws were muddy, and he accidentally squirted himself in the nose with the water hose. "This is the worst," he grumbled. "I should be playing video games." Later that day, a surprise storm rolled in. The wind blew their garden chairs over, and a burst of rain knocked over a whole pot of basil. Kenny got soaked and stepped on a slug. Twice. Yuck! He flopped into a chair and crossed his arms. "This is the worst day ever." Nana Fig brought him a cup of peppermint tea and sat beside him. "I know it's hard to feel thankful when your tail's wet and your socks are soggy," she said gently. "But gratitude isn't just for the sunny days. It's what helps make a sunny day." Kenny made a face. "Even slug days?" "Even slug days," Nana said with a chuckle. "Want to give it a try?" Kenny sighed but nodded. So they sat quietly, letting the rain slow to a drizzle. Nana Fig whispered, "What's one small thing you're thankful for right now?" Kenny thought, "Well, the tea smells nice." "Perfect," said Nana. "What else?" Kenny peeked over the garden ledge and saw two kids across the street splashing in puddles, giggling. "Puddle giggles." Nana smiled. "Keep going." And so he did. The way the tomato vines swayed like dancers. The cozy chair cushion that dried his paws. A ladybug perched on his whiskers. The smell of basil in the wet air. And Nana's gentle hand on his back. With each thank you, Kenny's grumpy feelings melted like ice on a sunny day. Suddenly, the clouds parted just a little, and a beam of golden sunlight spilled across the garden, making the tomatoes glow. "Whoa," Kenny whispered. "It looks like they're glowing with happiness." "They are," Nana Fig said, "because you are." That evening, Kenny picked 3 ripe tomatoes and placed them gently into a basket. He tied on a ribbon and scribbled a little tag that said, "Thank you." He gave one to the doorman downstairs, one to the neighbor who always smiled at him, and one to his little sister, who'd drawn him a chalk rainbow on the wall. Kenny went to bed with clean paws, a full heart, and a promise to himself. Tomorrow, more thank yous, more tomatoes, and maybe, just maybe, fewer slugs. From the rooftops of the city to the glow of tomato vines, Kenny reminded us that even rainy days can bloom with joy when we choose to be thankful. Now, let's follow a trail of floating feathers to a misty mountaintop where a tiny owl learns that saying thank you can open your heart and calm your mind. In Olive Owl and the Gratitude Cloud. Far above the forests and rivers, on a peaceful, misty mountaintop, lived a thoughtful young owl named Olive. Olive had feathers as soft as dusk and eyes big enough to spot a single star winking from across the sky. She loved quiet things, soft breezes, gentle songs, and stories whispered on the wind. But some days, Olive's mind was very loud. What if I mess up my gliding test tomorrow? What if I forget my songs during night choir? What if everyone laughs at me? Her head buzzed like a swarm of bees in a teapot. One evening, after a particularly wobbly flying practice, Olive curled up on her favorite perch, a bent old branch shaped like a hammock. She blinked at the sky, frowning. That's when her wise old teacher, Professor Wimble, floated down beside her. He was a snowy owl with spectacles and a scarf that changed colors with the weather. "Ah," he said, peering at her with knowing eyes. "Your thoughts are spinning like a whirl of leaves." Olive nodded. "I just can't turn them off." Professor Wimble tapped his beak. "Then let's try something different. Come with me." He led Olive higher up the mountain, where the air was cool and still. A soft fog curled around their wings like silk. "Close your eyes," said the professor, "and take a deep breath. In through your beak and out through your wings." She tried, slowly. Inhale, feel the ground hold you. Exhale, let go of the spin. Her heart slowed a little. "Now," he said, "name one thing you're thankful for." Olive peeked one eye open. "Warm feathers?" "Good," he said. "Again." "Pine needles that smell like bedtime." "Wonderful." The sound of wind in the grass. And just like that, something amazing happened. A tiny silver cloud drifted down from above. It shimmered and swirled softly, like a sigh in the sky. With every thankful thought, it glowed a little brighter. "That," said Professor Wimble, "is a gratitude cloud. When you name the things you're grateful for, it gathers around you, softening your worries and calming your heart." Olive stared in awe as the cloud circled her gently, wrapping her in comfort. "It feels like a hug," she whispered. "All your thank yous are little lights," said the professor, "and when you speak them aloud, they glow." From that day on, whenever Olive's thoughts felt like a thunderstorm, she found a quiet perch, closed her eyes, and whispered, "Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this branch. Thank you for the stars waiting to be seen." The cloud would always come, gentle and glowing. And at her gliding test, Olive soared. At night choir, she sang her lullaby clear and sweet. And every time someone felt nervous or small, she'd share her secret. Take a breath, say thank you, and wait for the cloud to find you. And it always did. Tilly, Kenny, and Olive have shown us how gratitude can brighten muddy mornings, rainy rooftops, and even stormy thoughts. Now, let's scamper through the autumn forest, where a speedy little fox is about to learn that slowing down and saying thank you can lead to the most magical surprises of all. This is Freddie Fox and the Thankful Backpack. Freddie Fox was fast, clever, and always ready for an adventure, but not always in the mood to slow down and say thank you. At Pinecone Path School, Freddie loved running ahead on nature walks, being first in line, and zipping through his reading assignments so he could get to snack time faster. "Freddie," his teacher, Miss Wren, would say gently, "you're always racing forward, but sometimes the best things happen when we pause and notice." Freddie would shrug. "I noticed the snack bin." One blustery fall morning, Miss Wren made an announcement. "Today," she said, "each of you will receive a very special backpack. It's not for books or for snacks. It's for your thank yous." She handed Freddie a small, soft backpack with acorns stitched on the back and a tiny label that read, "The Gratitude Pack." "Every time something makes you smile today," she explained, "reach into your pack. You might find something surprising." Freddie rolled his eyes. "Sounds boring." But he slung it on and ran outside with his class for their forest scavenger hunt. At first, he forgot all about it, too busy leaping over logs and racing past trees. But when he paused to catch his breath, a warm breeze rustled the leaves, and a golden one floated into his paw. It shimmered slightly. He remembered Miss Wren's words and reached into his backpack. Inside, he found a tiny silver bell. Attached was a note. "Thank you for stopping to feel the breeze." Freddie blinked. Huh. Later, when a classmate, Tula the badger, helped him untangle his scarf from a thorny bush, he mumbled, "Thanks." Ding! Another shimmer. He peeked into the pack. This time, there was a tiny button shaped like a heart and another note. "Thank you for friendship." All afternoon, it continued. A pine cone with swirls like a cinnamon bun, the warm laughter of his friends, a sip of cocoa that tasted extra chocolatey, and a quiet moment watching a squirrel nap in a tree. Each time, the backpack left a tiny gift: a smooth pebble, a shiny feather, a warm word. By the end of the day, Freddie's backpack was full, not of snacks or speed, but of gratitude. At bedtime that night, Freddie told his mom about the thankful backpack. "It was like magic," he said. "The more I noticed, the more I found." His mom smiled and tucked him in. "That's how gratitude works, my love. When you slow down and say thank you, the world gives you even more to smile about." Freddie clutched his soft pack to his chest and whispered, "Thank you for today. Thank you for the breeze. And thank you for this heart that feels full." And as he drifted off to sleep, the tiny bell rang softly from the corner of his room. Ding! And now, dear bright heart, it's time to gently rest. Tonight, we walked through puddles with Tilly Turtle. We picked glowing tomatoes with Kenny, floated in the clouds with Olive Owl, and wandered the woods with Freddie Fox. Each of them discovering that gratitude can change the way we see the world. It doesn't take something big to feel thankful. It can be a kind word, a warm cup, or a leaf that twirls in just the right way. Now, whisper in your heart, "Thank you for today. Thank you for my growing heart. Thank you for this quiet moment. You are safe, you are loved, and you are wrapped in all the good things you noticed. Good night, bright heart. Sleep peacefully and let your dreams be full of thank yous. Until next time.